Thanks, Dick, and thanks, Colin. But I mean, we wouldn't be here without, and we wouldn't be doing this work without the full collective of everyone in this country doing this work. So we're proud of what we're doing, but wouldn't be doing it without linking arms with all of you. So appreciate that. I think what I want to talk to you all about today and touch on briefly and go into a bit more is really what it is to be an independent business alliance today, what it is to be a local business network, what it is to be a small business. I take to heart, and our whole team prioritizes every single day, that it's our responsibility to train small businesses and help small businesses not only be innovative and the most creative and deliver the best services and customer service and unique products that you possibly can, but you also have to address social justice and racial justice issues, not only to remain relevant, but to be a leader in the community. It's not okay to just be a business that exists and facilitates whatever product or service you do. You have to step up and you have to address racial justice and social justice issues. So I'm going to tell two quick stories. And the first is that our founder and I and many people on our team speak to groups a lot. And we share the buy local message. We share all the work that we're doing and the deep equity issues behind this work. And after one talk that our founder gave, a woman was really, really inspired. And she went home and she said, you know what, I'm going to support my local grocer. I'm going to go out and I'm actually going to shift my money to a locally owned business. So she went out, she found her, local grocer in town, small local grocer. She goes in, she's like, I'm just going to get the essentials, eggs, milk, bread, potatoes, whatever it was, walks in and it's a total chaos. Lines, nothing is where it's supposed to be, can't even find anybody to ask any questions. Terrible, terrible, worst experience she's ever had. She goes home, she leaves, she doesn't even get what she was asking for or needed, and writes an email to the owner of the store. I can't believe I even tried to shop with you. I walked in, there were lines, there was a mess, I couldn't find anybody to ask questions to. All I wanted was eggs, milk, bread, and potatoes, and I couldn't even get that. I will never be coming back. What did the owner do? Showed up at her doorstep that evening with her eggs, milk, bread, and potatoes and said, I am so sorry. When you came in, I had 3 people call out today. The store was a chaos. You're absolutely right, but I apologize. Here's the things that you needed. I hope that we can get your service back. Guess who's going to be going to that grocery store for the rest of her life, right? If small businesses are not competing at that level of service, you're going to go out of business. We have to train and we have to elevate the conversation behind how small businesses need to be delivering the best quality service that you possibly can, and you have to do that collaboratively. But on the other hand, as I mentioned before, you also have to, as a business, address what's happening in society right now. At Local First Arizona, we are very vocal and very proactive about pushing a Move Your Money campaign. In 2013, 97% of Arizona money was being deposited into out-of-state banks. We launched an aggressive Move Your Money campaign and are proud to say today that's 91%. We've helped contribute to a 6% market share and more deposits going to local banks in Arizona. But one thing we decided to do this year is be very proactive about the why. It's not just because we want you to put more money in local banks and because they're local. It's because we know that the big banks have histories of redlining communities of color, not lending to communities of color, investing in private prisons, investing in coal and oil, and things that are not good for our communities. And we have to call out why putting our dollars into those institutions actually is going against progressing equality and equity for Black and Brown communities. And so we put out a word. We said to all of our banks, what are you doing for diversity? What are you doing for Black Lives Matter? What are you doing to ensure that Indigenous and people of color are being invested in? And one bank called me back and they said, you know what? We don't feel that this is on brand with our bank. This is a little too aggressive. And so we're not going to be participating anymore. And so I called them back and I said, okay, well, I invite you to reassess that decision. I invite you to address racial equity. And that $10,000 check you sent us will not be deposited. It will actually be going in the shredder, because Local First Arizona will not partner with an institution that is not prioritizing diversity and prioritizing equity and standing up for Black lives. And I truly believe that that type of decision, while it was difficult in time of COVID to not take a check like that, those are the types of decisions that small businesses need to step up and make. And we have to lead by example to help them do it. It's not just who you serve, it's how you serve them. And it's who you prioritize and how you make your services accessible to different communities and how you stand up for them. So I look forward to having a conversation with those of you that choose to come and talk with me today a little bit about some of these things, how we can help small businesses be more collaborative and thoughtful, and also address racial justice at the same time.